It was at this moment that Nathan knew. He fucked up.
Yo, what's up guys, this is Pellet here again with another video. So in this video I'm going to show you the top 5 Town Hall 8 farming strategies. So let's begin. So the first strategy we're going to look at is the barge strategy. So the barge strategy is basically combining barbarians and archers, therefore barge. So the barge strategy has a few advantages. The first one is that it cooks really fast, and by that I mean that you could raid really frequently. So that makes it that it has a huge bang for your buck. That means that you're getting a lot of profit from that from this strategy, and you don't have to use your full army camps. And by that I mean that if you find a good loot raid and all the loot is in the collectors, you won't need to use your full army to get it. The bar strategy has a few disadvantages as well, and it's very hard to get into middle of bases. It's very hard to get into the storages inside the bases with the barge, because the splash damage really kills off your barbarians and archers. It kills your barbarians and archers really quickly, and sometimes it will take a lot of time to find those collector bases. So if you didn't know, the bar strategy focuses around collector bases, which you only attack bases with full collectors, usually with barge. So I'm gonna show you an example and we'll continue on to the next strategy. So the first raid we're gonna look at is a raid by COG Gamer on a Town Hall 9, and as you can see there's a lot of loot on his base, like 700k loot, which is a lot for Town Hall 9. As you can see, he brought the barge, and what he's gonna do is just putting barbarians first as tanking and then archers behind to snipe off the buildings. That's usually what you want to do in the bar trades. He brings 2 wall breakers as well to help him break into the base, and in this base it worked out really well for him, because as you can see, those mines and pumps were closed off by walls, so it helped his barbarians to get in quicker. As you can see, a minute passed and he already got almost all the loot from his base. So that's really good. At this point he's just staying to get the town hall and the dark elixir, I think. So there's not really a point on staying. So with the barge strategy, I recommend bringing 2 heals and a rage or 3 lightning spells. I would try both of them and see which one I prefer. So let's move on to the next strategy. So the next strategy we're gonna look at is the BAM strategy. So basically the BAM is like the barge but combining minions. So the BAM has a few advantages over the barge and over other troop combinations as well. The BAM strategy is the quickest army composition to cook as a Town Hall 8. It has both ground and air troops, which means that you can snipe a lot of buildings with your minions, which really helps on saving troops. And it's a very efficient army because you can raid really frequently, and it's like the barge, you're going for those collector raids, which can really give you a lot of profit. There are some disadvantages as well. This army composition uses dark elixir, and this army is not for dark elixir farming, which means that if you use it very frequently, like if you boost your base, your barracks, and use this army like let's say 30 times, it will take up a lot of your dark elixir, so it may concern some of you guys, because dark elixir is very valuable at Town Hall 8. This strategy is also very hard to get into middle of bases with, because again, splash damage really kills off your barbarians, archers, and minions very quickly, because they're tier 1 troops and they don't have a lot of health. Like whiz towers and mortars really kill your BAM. So let's see a raid and we'll continue to the next strategy. So here's a raid by Carlos. As you can see, the minion on the right snipes up that elixir pump for free, which saves like some troops and it's really efficient that way. On this base you couldn't really snipe more buildings, so he just starts his attack. So he just puts in barbarians first, then archers, then he puts the raid spell. I think it was before his war raid, so he wanted to get rid of his spells because he didn't really need to use them. And you don't really need to use spells on these kind of strategies. So he just puts in barbarians and archers on all the sides of the base to basically snipe those collectors that are filled with loot. As you can see, all the loot is in the collectors and pumps, and because the storages are empty, and you can see that the mines and pumps are full. So yeah. So with this strategy, I also recommend bringing, maybe in this strategy you should bring 1 heal and 2 rages, or 3 lightnings. So just test it out, see what you prefer, then just use what you prefer basically. So he just puts in his last rage spell and gets all the loot from this base. So I'll catch you with the next strategy. So the next strategy we're going to look at is the Balloonian strategy. This strategy is very famous for Town Hall 9 pushing and for Dark Elixir farming. This strategy has a few advantages. You can use it for collector raids, and you can use it to get into middle of bases. What I mean by that is that you can use it to get those collector raids and get into those storages in the middle. It's great for Dark Elixir farming, and yeah, it has some disadvantages that it's take a really long time to cook. It takes approximately 56 minutes to cook, which is very long, and it drains your elixir very fast. What I mean by that is, if you see a base with really good dark elixir, it's not a guarantee that it will have a lot of elixir, and because you need about 28 balloons if you're going for dark elixir farming, it will cost 120,000 elixir, and if you find like 3 raids without any elixir, it will take out of your storage at 360k, which is a lot. So we're gonna see a raid right here. So yeah, so this raid is going to be by Godson, and no, this is not the YouTuber Godson. So he drops 2 loons to lure the CC, and he drags them out to the side with the minion. Luring the CC with this strategy is a must, because CC wizards or archers even dragon will just heal your balloons even if they're under heal. So luring the CC and killing it is a must. Here he lures it to the side with a minion, and then he drops his king to kill it, which I didn't really get because he had a poison spell, but it did work out well for him in the end. So he just drops a line of balloons from the side, then the minions. It's really important to drop the minions right after you drop the balloons, because the minions will take out buildings with the help of the balloons tanking, and the minions could help the balloons on taking out some defenses. The real threat to this strategy at Town Hall 8 is the wizard towers and the air defenses. So what I recommend doing is putting your heal spells and raid spells near those. The spell combination I recommend bringing is 2 rages and a heal spell. And CC loons in the clan castle, of course. So he has 3 loons left and 1 air defense alive, and a wizard tower, so they will take care of his loons really fast. So because he put his minions right after the loons, they will be able to take down the air defense and bring the 3-star home. Don't try this strategy at war, because it's a farming strategy. So let's jump over to the next strategy. So the next strategy we're gonna look at is a strategy I like to call the giant bag strategy. So this strategy is basically giants with barbarians, archers, and goblins. So this strategy has one big advantage, and that is that disadvantage is that this strategy is very good at getting into the middle of bases, to those storages and dark elixir storages that are hard to get to, and it's really good at taking out those collectors on the outside as well. So this strategy has 2 disadvantages. One, that it's not really a disadvantage, but it's something that I think you should know. It's that its cooking time is around 30 to 35 minutes, so a medium range cooking time. And if you're gonna try and get to those storages in the middle, you will need to use spells. So a spell usage is a must. So let's look at some raids. The first raid we're gonna look at is a raid by Cock Gamer, another one by Cock Gamer, and this raid shows how to attack bases with full collectors. So basically what you want to do is put your giants first to tank the defenses, then put your barbarians, archers, and goblins to take out those full collectors. If the base has collectors inside the walls, just use your wall breakers to break into the compartment. Use some more giants and it's no problem at all. You got the loot, and as you can see, you got all the loot in almost 30 seconds. So it was very fast, and it didn't even use one spell, and it didn't use its whole army. I think it was actually, I don't know why he used those giants. So let's jump into the next use of this strategy. This raid is going to be a raid by Nero, and this raid is going to show you guys how to attack bases when you want to get into those storages in the middle and take out the loot from the storages. So he snipes up the town hall, so he makes sure that if he doesn't get a 50%, he won't lose. So he spreads out his giants in the base, just one finger drops them, and tries to break in with some wall breakers and fails. So he just let the giants beat through the wall. He does eat a giant bomb, but it doesn't really do much damage against his giants because giants have a lot of health. So yeah, I would recommend waiting on those goblins to make sure they go into the middle of the base, because you have a lot of them. He had a lot of them, and as you can see, some of them went to the right side, which is not a good thing. I don't know why he had balloons in the clan castle and why he brought balloons himself. If you want to bring those other defensive targeting troops, I would recommend bringing hogs, because they are ground troops, and they will help you really take out those defenses quicker. And what I started saying about those goblins is that I recommend putting those goblins late in the raid, because to let them go into the middle of the base, make sure they go into the middle of the base to help you take out those storages. And as you can see, only one archer took out the dark elixir by itself. And what I also recommend is to bring wizards in the clan castle. If you don't want to bring hogs in the clan castle, you can bring wizards. It doesn't really matter, but it has the same effect. In my experience, it works out well with giants, with hogs or wizards. So let's jump in. So let's move to the next and last strategy. So the next and final strategy we're going to look at is the giant healer strategy. This strategy is very popular in Town Hall 6 and Town Hall 7s. I don't really see it much used in Town Hall 8, 9s, and 10s. I don't know why, but it just decreases in popularity for some reason. This strategy has a lot of potential because you don't need to use spells if executed well, because the healers keep your giants alive, and it's good in that way. In addition, it's good in getting into the middle of bases and for getting those collector raids. I showed you how to get collector raids with these kind of strategies, so that's not a problem. It has a few disadvantages as well. It's hard to attack bases with centralized air defenses, because what keeps this attack going is those healers keeping your giants alive. And if those healers die, your giants will die as well, because they won't get healed by anything, and the defenses will just be able to take them out. I would recommend bringing 3 heals. Not 3 heals, sorry, 2 heals and a rage, because if you see a base with centralized air defenses, and it has a good loot, you will want to attack it still, but you will need to use those heal spells and raid spells. The next disadvantage this strategy has is that it takes a lot of time to cook, because those healers each take 14 minutes, and you will need to use about 2 or 3 of them. So let's show you an example. Okay, so here we have a raid by Big Zam. So the main threat, not the main threat, I'm sorry, but one of the biggest threats to the giant healer strategy is clan castle troops. So what he does is puts a barbarian to see if there's anyone home, and nobody's home to protect the village. So he just starts his attack. He brings 2 healers. What I recommend bringing is around 2 or 3 healers. Why I didn't use giant healer as a Town Hall 8 is because I had a big problem to control the healers. What I mean by that is that I had a group of giants go into the base, and then the healers would just stand there and heal the archers that were shooting the town hall, or just start healing the king or the wizards for some reason. If you want this army to cook faster, I would recommend cooking some goblins, barbarians, and archers, because wizards take a lot of time to cook. As you can see, the air defense took out the healers, and it really helped that he had raid spells, so he could have taken out the defenses that were shooting at these giants quicker. Also, a raid spell would have helped. A heal spell would have helped, but the raid spell did its job. A troll Tesla on the outside, dragging his giants, so it will cost him the 3-star, and he misses out on 283 dark elixir, which is not that bad. What I recommend bringing in the clan castle is either giants, wizards, or healers. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Tell me if you guys want to see the best Town Hall 9 farming strategies, and if you want me to do this kind of video for wars as well. So thanks for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you all next time.